Hey. All right. Word of the day is apparently beans. That is my understanding. Word of the day is beans by Dagamarzat. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that the way you want me to, but that's how I pronounced it just now. Because that's what you heard. What's up, Amish Andy? How's it going? We should spread the beans. Bean spread? Bean dip spread? I'm good with that. It's been a while since I streamed. This is the Star Wars. Well, this isn't. This is Stream Raiders, but this is Galaxy of Heroes. We'll get to Galaxy of Heroes once we get a Stream Raiders battle started here. Let's see, where were we heading? We were heading up here, right? This is the Loyalty Gold Chest. Yeah. Here we go. Let's get this started. This is a free-to-play game. I didn't actually see what I needed. Orc Slayer. That's right. Orc Slayer. So I'll drop one of those down here. It's free-to-play. You don't have to install anything. It's browser-based. There's a link in the chat for anybody who wants to join us. You are more than welcome to join us. And we battle together, we win together, and we get loot. So it's a fun little distraction. Kind of breaks up the whatever's going on the main screen. But here we go. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It is a mobile game. It is a roster collection game. I think it's a lot of fun. I've been playing it for a long time. Between last GAC and now, obviously we had the week off, the off season, if you will. I've made a lot of updates to my roster in that time, so I'll go over that real quick. How do Stream Raiders work? Good question. So if you click the link in chat right there, that Stream Captain Bot drop to you, you can log in using your Twitch account, so you don't have to make an account or anything like that. And then you literally just drop units in. You'll have, right now, since I'm the streamer, I've got spells, but you'll have different characters that you can pull from, and you just drop them in. You can build up your characters here, level them up and stuff as you unlock and collect more as you go along. It's a fun little passive way. Yeah, there you go. You've already got your first one dropped in there. So, yeah, there you are, right down there. Nice. So there you go. That's it. Just once every 5 minutes or so, you can drop in another character. Real easy, just sort of a passive. You stream onto. Oh, nice, excellent. It's just a fun little game, and it's nice. Like if you're playing a game and then you get a little short, 1 to 2 minute break here and there. Helps you keep track of time, for one thing. Anyways, so back to my roster. One of the things that I did was unlock Galactic Legend Rey. Very happy about that. Obviously, still working on the ult. 6 of 10. But I went some health, so we got over 200k health. She's slow. She's too slow, but it's the best I could do with my mods, and then high offense. So high offense, high health. Since Dagamarazat stream, let's go ahead and give old Dag over here a shout out. Be sure to give them a follow. So that's kind of the big thing that I unlocked. And then some of the smaller things that I worked on. I got all of my prepared squad up to Relic 1. Very happy about that. Got Kyle up to Relics. I got these two up to Gear 12. I got Finnick up to Relic 7. And I got OG Mando up to Relic 5. The hope here is to be able to use Finnick to counter Lord Vader's going forward. We'll get into that here in a bit. They've got some updates to the Grand Arena Championships that I'm liking a lot. Now, instead of Oh, thanks for the host. Appreciate it. Didn't pop up a notification or anything on my end, but I still appreciate it. So now we just have persistent defenses that we can just always set both for 3v3 and 5v5. I just kind of threw stuff in here right now. I'm still going to go through and tailor my defense every round, but just sort of throw down like a base defense for ships, because this is another new thing, is now we have 3 ships. I'm going to start with just trying to keep the same strategy that I had been doing. I've been placing Malevolence and Empire on defense, keeping Executor and Negotiator for offense. It's worked really well for me. Now we throw in a third one. I'm just using my Radis. And then my hope here is that I'll be able to continue to get Executor to knock out their top fleet, Negotiator top out their second fleet, and then between First Order and Rebels, take out their third fleet. And we'll see how viable that is. Ships are ships. I don't tend to mess around too much there. But what I do want to go over is just sort of the defensive stuff, and then let's scout some opponents. And that's kind of the stream for today. I just kind of wanted a chill stream, get back to it. I haven't streamed since last Wednesday, so I took many days off. So this is just sort of my base defense, where the starting point is. Obviously, Rey without the ult, not as good of a team, but this is replacing my old Jedi training Rey team. So even without the ult, it's going to be a better team that way. I've got Barrison there to kind of try and trip up a few of the weaker counters to Rey. Without the ult, I don't know if that's going to be particularly effective, and I might not even keep this all the time. I also pretty routinely put Gas and Sith Empire on defense. Those are pretty much there almost every time, unless I want to pull them off for something specific. And then my new prepared team. I think that upgraded. What did I have there before? I can't remember what that team replaced, but it actually replaced it last season, or at least the final few weeks of last season. Down here, I've got my crappy Lord Vader team, but it's done good work most of the time. Usually it either draws Jedi Master Kenobi, or it's even gotten a few holds here and there. It's not the good lineup, but it's what I can't afford. I just throw in a bunch of tanks with Lord Vader. I've got Finn with some resistance and the resistance hero bros. This is just to draw out specific counters, and we could take a look at my GAC history to see what's it been doing. But it actually usually, like, it pulls some good stuff. All 3 of these teams are just sort of here to pull out counters, because before I was always placing my Omicron Zam and Omicron Qui-Gon Jinn in the back. This kind of drew out some counters that maybe they would have wanted to use against one of those. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it doesn't. Newt's actually put in some of the best work out of these 3 over the past few seasons, so that's kind of surprising. I wasn't expecting that when I started using it, but, like, all right. And then GG is, I mean, he's been a mainstay on defense for a long, long time, but I know a lot of high-end players actually use him on offense quite a lot nowadays. But it's like they use GG Newt, and I just can't afford to pull 2 teams off of defense most of the time. So for now, I'm using them as 2 teams, placing them on here. I'm starting to put BB-8 here because I unlocked Rey. So now I can upgrade. This used to be just IG-88, throw in whatever. Yeah, actually my last opponent did a Slicker solo against Grievous, and then JMK against Lord Vader. And when he got to the back row, he didn't have any answers for my Jedi Master Kenobi or my Sith Eternal Emperor that were sitting back there. And it's like, I bet you really wish you didn't waste your slicker now on that front wall. For now, on the back wall, I've pulled bounty hunters off of defense because I'm really wanting to get Finnick versus Lord Vader going. And then the idea is to replace that with a Galactic Legend. Whether that's JMK or not will depend on the matchup. Ideally, I would like to place basically Lord Vader, JMK, and Rey on defense almost every round, but it's probably not always going to come down to that. You placed another dude. Yeah, nice over there. We've got 20 minutes left on Stream Raiders before the first battle, so keep placing some dudes on the board. That'll be great. Qui-Gon Jinn, I'd like to pull him off of defense at some point in time. But for now, he's there because I need a team. Mon Mothma has been a pretty decent team. It's nothing special. It's pretty interchangeable. My idea overall for defense is starting at the top with the GLs, seeing what the opponent uses, seeing what they place, and then trying to see if there's anything I can do to, leverage that, take advantage of that, set some traps potentially. How much Andy says, so one of my friends got a goodie box from Ireland. Lots of the food in there looked really good. Nice. So like desserts and stuff or what? Can you ally me? I don't really know how this game works. Yeah, so probably the best thing to do would be to join my Discord server. I've got a Swigo channel in Discord. You can throw your ally code there, and then it's not just me, but like anybody who plays the game who's on my Discord server could also add you in there. So that would probably be the ideal way to do that. So basically, play with the GLs, because now that I have 6 GLs, I don't have to worry about being out GL'd, at least until they release the next GL. So that'll give me some freedom to sort of maneuver around based on what my opponent does. But ideally, I'd like these 3 GLs, Rey, Lord Vader, and Jedi Master Kenobi, although I might pull one or another off for specific reasons. And then just under the GLs, having Gas and Sith Empire there, I think makes the top of my defense really strong. And then at all the other B teams, I really want to get to a point where I can just interchange based on the opponent, especially if I look into their past history and see that they've struggled with this, that, or the other. Like if I see they fail consistently on Omicron Qui-Gon Jinn or something, well, yeah, I'll probably throw that on defense. In that regard, let's kind of take a look and just start scouting a bit. Here's the current bracket that I am in, and here is my first opponent. So we'll just start with scouting him. Looks like I've got a little bit of an edge in GP. I've got more Zetas, not that that matters. He's got one more Omicron, same amount of GLs. Everybody in this bracket has 6 GLs, so I won't have any sort of GL advantage my first time up. There we go. So Dagmarzat joined the Discord, threw his ally code in there. I'll take a look at that after stream, but anybody else who is playing this game and in my Discord channel, please add him, help him out. That way when he's doing his light side battles, his dark side battles, his Cantina battles, and later on for mods, depending on if you've unlocked mods or not, you can actually pull allies. Well, hi. What's up? You want to come say hi to stream or no? Meow. Hi. Meow, you're silly. You want to jump up here? Level 43. Yeah, so you haven't unlocked mods quite yet. But you can pull allies into all of those. And particularly when it comes to mods, I find, like for me, I'll make sure that I've got one of my Galactic Legends in each of those modes, and then you'll be set. You'll be able to clear any of those battles with the Galactic Legend. Hi, cat. Hello. You have been sleeping all day. Alright. So I've got the Edge and Relics, it looks like. And they've got an edge, and they got a significant edge in top speed mods. Mods hate me, but it looks like I have a little bit slightly more depth, but he's got more weight at the top, so significantly faster mods. The RNG hates me. Here's a breakdown of our GLs. Can always be interesting to sort of see what sort of mods they're putting on their GLs compared to you. And then, of course, he's got Qui-Gon Jinn, Zamweasel, and Iden for 3 of his 4 Amis, and Wampa's his other one. I've got Zam, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Wampa as well. So there you go. In this bracket, we've got 5 Star Killers, so I'm not expecting great success this week. But that's okay. That's okay. Here's some other important characters and just kind of the comparison down. We've got, both of us have a Relic 9 Piet, so that'll be a lovely coin flip. Yay. And then here's kind of his fastest. There's nothing that really stands out as different other than the super fast Shock T. And what this tells me when I see your second fastest non-GL mod set on Shock T, I'm thinking this guy probably uses the Shock T and Imperial Troopers counter to Lord Vader. That's kind of what that tells me. Everything else makes sense. But yeah, so that's that. And the next thing that I do, and I don't usually go into this on stream on GAC days, I usually stop there and now we go do attack phase. We're not doing attack phase, we're actually doing a little bit more of a deep dive. So we'll go and take a look at our opponent's history. Actually, I'm kind of thinking before I dive into his history, let's take a look at how my history looks. So keep in mind, I did not have Rey previously. I've got them now. So last week we went 2-1. We lost the first round, but it actually wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. This is the first time that he has gone under 1,700, like, I don't know, all month. All month, all season. Of course, here were my attacks. I didn't do so hot. It was a tough defense, though, in my defense. Hello! I Manberg supporter. How's it going? How are you doing? If I remember correctly, he said a pretty tough defense. Was there 1, 2, 3 GLs, Gas, Darth Revan. Yeah. I mean, it was not necessarily the hardest ever, but 3 GLs, Gas, Darth Revan, plus other good stuff. Pretty solid defense. He was able to slicker my Lord Vader, which is fine. Not great banners. So, like, I'm actually perfectly okay with this, especially since I use the cheap version of Lord Vader. This is definitely, I'm great with this. You know, Cal from Fallen Order, I mean, not personally, but I'm aware. I've never met him, though. What is up, how's it going? Glad to see you. I'm back. Sorry I haven't streamed much. Last stream was last Wednesday, and then I just, fell off the face of the planet. So here's Newt pulling... It's an undersized Jedi Knight Revan, but still... Like, my Newt has pulled some interesting things, and I feel like pulling Jedi Knight Revan is pretty good. You made a kit for Cal. Mind if you put the entire kit in chat? Do you have, like, a link to it? Or are you going to do a bunch of word vomit? My kitties are good. You just saw Jewel, and she hopped down, and I don't know. She's in there somewhere. Pearl's sleeping on the bed behind me. The only other Star Wars game I played is Empire. Oh, I loved Empire at War. I like those sorts of strategy games. So, no link. Word vomit. Could you make it a link? I don't necessarily want to spam my chat with it, but tell you what, you could also place it in Discord. So you could place it in Discord. I'll put a link in here, and you could share it that way, and then we could take a look at it. But I don't really want a whole lot of big old word vomit in chat, you know. You're 13? That's fine. I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere, right? Oh, yeah, there you go. Put pictures in Discord. Absolutely. Perfect. It's a lot better than word vomit. So here's Grievous pulling, not just pulling Bad Batch, but also not great banners. Only 57 banners. And keep in mind, I was saying these guys were here to pull out specific counters because I was placing Omicron Qui-Gon Jinn and Omicron Zam on my back wall. So pulling Bad Batch, absolute win. And then the cherry on top is also really bad banners. I've got a under games category. There is a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes channel, so that would be a perfect channel for it. The new ship is a Rebel ship because obviously the Rebel fleet needed help because it's terrible. It's not terrible. I don't know. It's probably a Rebel ship mostly because it's the Outrider. I think the idea was to bring the ship to the game, despite whatever faction it would be. So, I mean, I love the Outrider. It's been a favorite ship of mine for a long time. When you want the new Skywalker Saga game, but you're broke as hell. Time to get a job, slacker. Complete the rest of the fleets already. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I definitely don't disagree, but I get the hype. Like, the Outrider, in my opinion, is a really cool ship. I am out of water, and I am going to need water. I'll be right back in about 2 seconds. I'm not even going to put up a BRB screen or mute the mic because I don't need to. Because it's not going to take that long. Hello, I'm back. See, didn't take too long. Can't get a job legally. Can't file for taxes till you're 14. That's fair. Rance knows all about that. He has been 14 for the last 10 years. So anyways, this is exactly what I want to see. Now he wants a job. So far, like, 2 of those teams I set out front pulled Jedi Knight Revan and Bad Batch. Low banners there. Like, I love that so far. And then this pulled him on Mothma. That's fine, I guess. This isn't a team that I'm trying to bait, but I guess we'll take it. That's fine. That's fine. And you're fine with that because you get money. First one. Oh, hello. You want to be an accountant. You want to be an accountant. I mean, that's fair. It takes all types. Why? What is it about being an accountant that intrigues you? I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. I've worked IT since 2004. I guess a little bit of background on me. So I'm in the technical world, IT, customer support. That's been my world since 2004. Annie wants to be a dinosaur. That's fair. Dag says he likes money maps. All right. I mean, if you enjoy something and you're good at it, then hell yeah, by all means. And, accountants, probably really good job. Security, I would imagine, because obviously that's a role that is going to be heavily in need. So here he soloed, so now he broke through to the back wall. He did use a Galactic Legend on my Omni Qui-Gon Jinn. He almost lost. It looks like he came really close from not getting 67 banners. Now, unfortunately, this was just a case of he had more big toys than I had. Yeah, recession proof. There you go. He was able to trooper my Sith Empire, even with Darth Talon in there, and I'm spotting a 350 Darth Revan, so 370 with Darth Talon. So this guy, I remember he had insane mods. You need a lot of speed to beat out a 370 Darth Revan for the trooper counter. So good on him. You know, he was able to steal one here. He used another Galactic Legend against Gas. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, Gas pulling a Galactic Legend, kind of the same thing here. Bigger tools. What are you doing? Guys, look at this. Look at this silly. I'm gonna do that same thing. She was just upside down on her back playing with this. Do it again. Do it again. Now that you're on stream. Do it again. Come on. No? No? You're gonna do something cute when the camera's not on you, but you're not gonna do something cute when we zoom in on you? Is that what you're telling me? So here's one of my cats. That is Pearl. And that one over there that just walked by that you couldn't see because she was on the floor is Jewel. She did jump up here earlier. She's now lying over on the workout bench looking like what is life? Well, okay. You're not going to do... Cool. We'll come back here. What have we got? We've got 4 minutes left on Stream Raiders, and then we'll do some of that. All right, so we've got Amenberg's supporter with his kit. Let's just run through this real quick, and then we'll hop over to Discord and take a look. That's pretty common. Yep. These guys were still Gear 12 last time, so you're the only one at the bottom area. Yeah, I did... Like, a lot of us, typically, you're going to center around wherever the streamer places there. It doesn't necessarily matter, but we do usually most people tend to clump in the same area. And that's fine. So here's CLS, unfortunately, hard counters the bounty hunters. Trying to avoid that situation. He didn't fall for it. He didn't use CLS on any of the other stuff. So that happens. Here's the team that got replaced with Ray. He just used his bounty hunters against it. Yep, that makes sense. Then somehow, and I'm not quite sure how, he quit, so it could have been a crash or something. I'm really not sure how he failed this battle, but that was fun. And then he used more bounty hunters to clear it afterwards. And then he got 69 and 67 on fleets, which is probably around one of the better guys. But you can see here, one thing I like to do is just try to draw out counters. And I could run through my history all day, but that probably wouldn't be too interesting. What we really want to do is setting defenses going forward. But first, let's pull up some of this. Let's wave hello to our new people. And here we go. All right. Make sure that it's going to pop up on the screen. So here we go. We've got a player-made kit for Cal. He is from the most recent Star Wars game. Oh my gosh, Cat, what are you doing? Oh, you're dropping stuff on the ground. She's being silly. So here we go. Light side, attacker, Jedi, unaligned force user. Now, my understanding is characters are either going to be Jedi/Sith or unaligned force user. I don't think they're going to do both, but that's fine. Basic, strong strike. She's messing with stuff back there. Sonic Strike deals physical damage to target enemy. 75% chance to give them ability block to target enemy. Cal gives foresight and advantage for 2 turns to all Jedi allies. Obviously, you're going to want to run him in a Jedi squad there. Special double bladed, deal physical damage to. Cat? Really? She just keeps throwing that thing off the. Scratch the unaligned force user. Okay, so no unaligned force user, just Jedi. Where were we? Double bladed to 2 targeted enemies. See, this is kind of interesting because I don't think we have anything where you select 2 enemies. So that could be something that they do at some point in time. Pick your shots. And remove turn meter. If they're Empire, it can't be resisted. And then a second special of stop, add force slow to target enemy with a 70% chance to add force slow to all enemies. If the target enemy is Empire, it can't be resisted. And inflict. Let's go back here. Boop. Oh, here we go. And inflict daze. Force slow, which would be a new effect. Negative 50% speed and 75% chance to miss their next attack. It's kind of like almost like a speed down and a percent chance to not blind, but the same effect that blind does. And then if it's a GL, it's just negative 25% speed. The battle is ready. Let's hop to it. Well, let's finish this up real quick. I am all over the place. I get easily distracted. Let's wrap this up and then we can do the battle. So his unique Reborn Jedi, he gains 25% speed at the start of the encounter. If the leader is Jedi, he gains defense penetration, defense, health, and protection for all allies. If the full team is Jedi, then he'll gain 2% tenacity, health, and offense each turn, stacking up to 16% or across 8 turns. So that is our viewer created kit for Cal. I feel like we will see Cal come into the game at some point. And some of those ideas I think are pretty cool. Be interesting to see. What are your thoughts, everybody out there? Yeah, you can usually place about 5 or 6 per, I feel like. So there goes our rogues. The rogues died immediately. The rogues did die immediately. Our forces were kind of split. Now our main force is up there. Can we get reinforcements from DAG? Can DAG reinforce us in time? That is the question. My Orc Slayer just died. And the support unit died pretty horribly. Yeah, I feel like we're losing this one. That's okay. That's okay. All right. So we kind of died. That's all right. We'll get into the swing of it. Let's keep going. All right. So that was a War Beast. Let me check the quest real quick because I know I had Orc Slayers Warriors was the other one. Okay. All right, let's give this a second try. Make sure it's a loyalty gold. There we go. Let's pull up. So let's take a closer look. What are all of these things that we're going up against? They're armored units. So we need something that's going to cut into armored units. I'm going to actually drop my War Beast down. And I'm going to drop them here. And let's just all kind of center right around here. That should be okay. Let's take a look at our first opponent. This is who we're matched up against currently right now in GAC. Would tanks work? Well, since they are all armored, which is what a tank is, tanks are weak to melee characters. So that would be like your warriors and stuff. So those would be ideal. Now, obviously, tanks, they're just fighting each other. So either way. So here we go. We're not going to get a whole lot of information from his first round guy. All they did was an Ami Wampa against a Grievous team. That was it. They did their one attack and they were like, fuck this. How to break armor? You break armor with melee units. So, melee units are going to be warriors, barbarians, berserkers, or war beasts. If you just started, you probably... I don't even know if you have the warrior in the beginning or not. But yeah. So that's what we're up against. Jimmy the Guz. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen Jimmy in forever. Jimmy, are you out there? Hello, Jimmy. Are you out there? I haven't talked with you in a long time. So we're not going to glean too much from his defense, but we can see what he's been up to on offense. And like I said, Lord Vader, Shaak Ti, Imp Troopers. That's what giving her... Okay, you have a level 1 warrior. Sweet. Yeah, I would focus on warriors, but then also, like, just drop whatever in there. Every time you drop a unit, you gain a scroll for that unit, and then you'll be able to level up your units. So, yeah, so he likes to use troopers with Shaak Ti against Lord Vader. That's something to keep in mind. He uses Iden on offense, so that's against a Mon Mothma team. So I might want to consider not putting Mon Mothma on defense. Dark Trooper is OP. Dark Trooper is nasty. He's a great character. He is one nasty feller. Looks like you actually lost against Qui-Gon Jinn. That's interesting. He used his JMK on offense, so that's the first Galactic Legend that we see on offense against Rey. Jedi training Night Rey to clean up Qui-Gon Jinn. That's fine. He had bugs. Empire with Lord Vader counters bugs. Wampa versus Iden. That makes a lot of sense. He's got his Ami Zam bounty hunters. He just used that against a BAM team. So that'll be a good win wherever he decides to apply it. Here's his CLS. That'll be a good win depending on where he decides to apply it. In this case, he took out an Ami Zam. Here's a second Galactic Legend. He used his GL Zappy Boy to take out Sith Empire. Revan will take out pretty much whatever you want it to. And then against a Dash Rendar team in this case. And then Gas against a Maul team. He kept Executor for offense and Malevolence, so that's interesting. Executor and Malevolence, only 2 GLs on offense, so that tells me 4 GLs on defense. We'll see if that matches up. So here's the next one. He did go 3-0 last week. So this guy actually cleared. So let's take a look. Yep, so there's 1 GL on defense, Slicker, 1 GL on defense, JMK, or JML, my bad. Lord Vader, and Rey. So 4 GLs on defense. As long as I have a plan for these 4 GLs, we should be all right. As far as that goes, he's got a BAM team. So I'll need, whatever for that. A Qui-Gon Jinn team. Not the strongest in the world, but, Ki-Adi-Mundi is always nasty in there. This will give me more practice with Bad Batch versus Qui-Gon. A General Grievous team. Qui-Gon. A Phasma team, so it's just kind of a throwaway team there. Some Geos. I'm on Mothma team. Not the strongest on Mothma team in the world either. And then like a leftover bounty hunter. So kind of a weak back wall, it looks like. Because I'm guessing... I guess these 3 would be the back wall, depending on how this guy attacked him. But fairly weak back wall. The Negotiator and Empire on offense. We'll see what he does with ships starting now. Let's see if that's consistent. Oh, well, we don't know because this is another guy who he attacked once and stopped. He took out his Jedi Master Luke Skywalker and then stopped. He did not full clear on offense. He probably didn't have to. But again, we see troopers with Shock T against Lord Vader. So that's very consistent. Iden versus Mon Mothma seems to be very consistent for him. He had a Star Killer this time. He tried to take his CLS because I don't have Star Killer, so I can't pull this trick. Grievous did actually pull Bad Batch, so that's interesting. GL Zappy Boy against a Ray. Your troopers failed against a Maul. That's interesting. Quit after a minute 27. Interesting. I would have thought that would have cleared it. But I guess not. Oh, well, no. Yeah, I don't know. Mirror match. And then try to do Empire versus the Maul. So he struggled against Maul. That's interesting. That is interesting, actually. Okay. Good to know. See, I'm looking at his past history going, oh, maybe Maul is an Achilles heel. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe this just went poorly for him. But, just looking for any chinks in the armor, right? He did finally get through that Maul for 22 banners. Cad Bane managed to be the sole survivor there. Got through that. And then just some trash there. So that's pretty interesting. What's up, Solid Chaos? How you doing? So that was what he did all of last week. Pretty hefty defense, I think. We know that he's very comfortable doing the Trooper Shock T against Lord Vader. And the only real indication that we have about anything else is the fact that both times, he only had one. I don't even see. Oof. He didn't use JMK on offense, so he might have put JMK on defense against this guy. We know that he likes to put at least 4. Let's take a look at the week before that before we even start talking shop. I've got an idea forming in my head based on what he's done. Yeah, I was wondering if that was the play against Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Kind of saw that a little bit earlier. He was doing not with Shock T. That did not work for him. He went to the drawing board, I suppose, and he came back with that. This is the week before. How did he do that week? He did 1 and 2, so he actually lost to this guy, couldn't full clear. How is your defense here? We have Ray, we have GL Zappy Boy, Lord Vader, Slicker, and no, Ray we already saw, right? Slicker we already saw. It's always hard when they fail against him because then you see him again, but I'm thinking 4 GLs on this one. So he varies up which GLs he places on defense, it looks like. I am going to base defensive strategy, I think, mostly around this round. It gives us the most information and the most recent that he's done. So what I'm thinking, since we know now that he's gotten very comfortable using troopers and Shock T against Lord Vader, so the first thing I'm thinking of is I want to get Lord Vader off my defense. Just because I don't want to give him an easy gimme with Troopers and Shock T. Plus, I can use Lord Vader himself to take out either Supreme Leader Kylo Ren or GL Zappy Boy. We've seen him place both on defense before. So we've seen that in his history. Bringing Lord Vader on offense will allow me to probably take care of one of those two. The question would be what to replace it with. If I'm going based solely on this, he likes to keep GL Zappy Boy for offense, and it looked like he liked to keep JMK for offense as well. My original thought was maybe replace Lord Vader with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Of course, that's just going to draw Jedi Knight Revan as a counter. Because my thought was Supreme Leader Kylo Ren in the front, JMK in the back, maybe pull... I think I am going to do this. So let's go ahead and... Hello, Sinesta. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. We're just kind of talking shop, So we know that we want to get rid of Lord Vader for this week. And I do think I'm going to add Supreme Leader Kylo Ren to it. The worst that it's going to do is pull out his Jedi Knight Revan. And then at best, maybe it can pull out that Jedi Master Kenobi. And then I can hide Jedi Master Kenobi in the back. If he wastes Jedi Master Kenobi here and he doesn't sniff out that trap in the back, that could end his day pretty quick. So that leaves me, if he sets this same defense, that would give me Lord Vader to take out Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I would have my own GL Zappy Boy to take out Jedi Master Luke. I will have Finnick, hopefully against Lord Vader. Previously, I'd been using Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, so that's going to be risky, and that's going to put a lot on Finnick. Because I've done it in Territory Wars. I took out a Lord Vader with Finnick, and it seemed pretty straightforward. Hopefully, I've got everything prepared for that counter to work. This isn't the best Lord Vader team in the world, so if he's still using this one, maybe there's a shot there. And then I can use my Jedi Master Luke against Rey. And this isn't even a strong Rey. I mean, hell, I could GL Zappy Boy that thing, honestly. With no Jedi trading Rey in there. I could GL Zappy Boy that, and then I could, Jedi Master Luke this. And then I don't have to do Lord Vader. That gives me Lord Vader to do something else. There'll be options. Like how I open your stream and immediately see Abbott's face on your sidebar. Oof. That's unfortunate. If it's one of those ads popping up, I haven't really been looking at them. That can be whatever. This will be Bad Batch. That can be Jedi Knight Revan or whatever. That's literally junk. Yeah. So I'm actually not too upset with that as a plan. We'll try to get him to trap for that with JMK in the back. Worst case scenario, he sniffs out the trap and he's able to full clear. I expect most opponents to be able to full clear. The next thing to take into consideration with this guy is, first off, we looked at his history. We saw that he struggled with Maul. So I kind of want to put Maul on defense. But the next thing is that Ami Wampa. Now, up here, I don't think anything's Wampa-able. I don't think he's going to be able to Wampa any of this shit. So we should be fine there. I don't think we need to change anything up here. I really don't expect this to hold. I'm just kind of curious what he'll use against it. It doesn't have the ultimate, so it's not as great yet. But, again, it's better than my Jedi Training Rey team. these two things are probably Wampa-able, so we'll want to swap out them. And that'll also give me GG Newt for offense for whatever. We'll have a Nest for offense, I guess. Oh, you know, I can't. I could still put Maul on defense, just it won't have Bam in it, so it wouldn't be as good. It wouldn't be as good. But I can still do it just to see if he's learned anything. I don't know. I don't know if I want to put Maul without Bam on it. One thing I could do here to try to flip this on its heels and make it anti-Wampa would be possibly put Dooku as the lead instead of Newt. Because Dooku, he's able to get in under protection, and then he, with his leader, applies tenacity down, and they have counter chance and gain tenacity the first time they're summoning. That's cool. Whenever an enemy falls below 100% health, they inflict tenacity down and heal immunity. And I think that could help trip up a Wampa maybe. So I think what I'll do is I'll keep this team, but I'm going to flip around the lead to try to make it less friendly to Wampa. So I think that's what I'm going to do for that one. And I don't think that I'll need Maul on offense. So I think I will add Maul here on defense. He's struggled with it in the past. We didn't have a huge look at it. Now, I'm not going to pull off Bam because I do feel like I'll need Bam. But we'll throw Maul on here. We'll throw it in the front, make him think about what to use against it. Try and see if maybe he'll try to Wampa that. I don't know if he will or not. I'll probably leave that other one on there. I think that's fine. I'll leave Qui-Gon Jinn on there. I'll leave JMK. That's the trap. We'll take Mon Mothma off defense since that is very Wampa-able. Plus, he's shown that he'll just Iden it as well. And now for this in the back, I'm thinking I could go a few different ways. Now, I'm pretty confident that he is going to place Lord Vader on defense, which means I'm definitely going to be giving this a try, especially since I'm leaving myself short. So this is the plan there, which means I've kind of got this, and I have no idea what I would use it against, and I have no idea how it would perform on defense, but I might throw that on defense. I might do this because it can't be Wampa'd. It's got a lot of turn meter reduction. He'll apply some tenacity down. I was also kind of thinking maybe throw some Night Sisters on defense as well, but I think I kind of want to throw this on defense and see how this does. I'm not expecting much. I actually might put that on the front row to make him decide what to do with it early on. Only other one that I'll really consider taking off would be this. Yeah, let's do that. We'll just shove you in the back. You don't matter. I know. Let me do what I'm doing. Come on. Don't yell at me. Let me do what I'm doing. So we'll remove this squad. We'll actually move that one to the front. This can be leftover resistance in the back. It's not an amazing squad. We're not expecting the world or anything. Might also... No. I think it'll be fine. Usually I just kind of pull out either troopers or something, and that will probably wind up getting troopered once he knows that he does. You know, that's a good argument to have it in the front. Force him to decide whether to use troopers on it or not before knowing that there's no Lord Vader on defense. Or throwing on... Yeah. Let's go back to the way it was before. Let's force him to decide if he wants to use troopers on that or something else. All right. We'll remove that squad. Done. We'll add Scion of Django back here as just sort of a... It can't, I'm pretty sure that this would not be Wampa-able because there's stuns on there and stuff, and there's tenacity down. Those things are things you want to avoid with an Ami Wampa. And then, yeah, just sort of force him into a decision whether to burn his troopers early or not, or use something else. Now, he's got plenty of stuff, so he could use whatever on it. But based on what people have used in the past, you know. But I'm thinking that this is the play. This gives me 3 GLs on defense. He'll have 2 GLs for offense. But he's got the Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi Knight Luke counter to Slicker. The one time we saw him use it, it failed. But I do feel like he could probably pull that out. But even when you do pull it out, it's usually pretty bad banners. But that's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario would be if he goes, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to use Jedi Master Kenobi there. And then we can trap him with Jedi Master Kenobi in the back. He's also got GL Zappy Boy. He's got his picks of places to put GL Zappy Boy. He could use it against my non-ult Rey. He could use it against Gas. He could use it against Darth Revan. But he'll probably use it in one of these 3 spots, would be my guess. And then he'll still have to account for the other 2. That will take the top off of his defense. Based on what he's used on offense in the past, he should be fine with that. But I don't know. I think this would be the plan for this guy. Any thoughts out there in chat land? Well, Jules got some thoughts. You got some thoughts, baby? We got 6 minutes left on Stream Raiders. Hi. Oh, what are you doing? You're so silly. You want to come say hi to chat? I'm going to pull your leg. She's looking at me like, don't pull my leg. I don't really understand this, so no thoughts. That's fair. You'll unlock Grand Arena Championship once you get to level 85. Hopefully by then you can watch a few streams, kind of see what we do on offense. But basically, we set a defense. That's what's going on in this 24 hours. Starting tomorrow becomes the offense phase, where we will have to take what we didn't place on defense. The rest of our roster will then take on what he has placed on defense. And I basically, for this guy, have based it on what we've seen. What we're expecting to see on defense, with a little bit of wiggle room for variance. Now, if he puts Jedi Master Kenobi on defense, I might not be making it through that, because I'm not leaving myself really with a great option. And I feel like he probably set Jedi Master Kenobi on it here. Now, does this guy have all 6 GLs, or is there something on this guy's roster that made him go, hey, I can place Jedi Master Kenobi? No, he's got all 6 GLs, so that was ballsy of him if that's what he did. So that's the trap here for me. If he sets Jedi Master Kenobi down in the front zone, I'm probably screwed. I'll have to try to Jedi Master Luke it, but I'll probably be screwed. But I'm okay with that. Losing round 1 worked out well last time, right? So that's that guy. But let's take a look at some of these other guys here, just to sort of get in the mindset of what would we do if we're facing off against these guys. Again, everybody here has got 6 GLs in my bracket. Everybody has more Omicrons than me except for this guy. So that should be fun. I've got the crappiest mods out of everybody, but that's usually always the case. I guess there's one guy who has worse mods than me, which is interesting because he's also got more relics than everybody, so I'm guessing he's thrown a lot of money into the game. He also has a Star Killer, so that could be interesting because that's not great mods. That's a lot of speed on a Lord Vader. But yeah, if he places Jedi Master Kenobi down, I'm probably hurting. My best bet would be Jedi Master Luke, but like, yeesh, I don't like that. Hopefully he doesn't do that. Hopefully he doesn't do that. It could be a real short stream tomorrow if that's what he does. All right, let's take a look at the next guy here and just see if we can pick out any sort of trends, any sort of vulnerabilities based on his strategies in the past. Here's kind of where he's gone. He did a lot of losing, and then he did some winning. So that is what he has done. Let's take a look here. He went 3-0 last week. First opponent did one battle and then stopped. We see that a lot, actually. One battle and stopped. Okay. High offense wins. So I'm guessing he probably either knows a lot of counters or saves a lot of GLs. So we've got Ami Zam taking on a Darth Revan. That's fair. We've got Wampa taking on Iden. That's fair. So that's another Wampa that we'd have to worry about. Gas on gas action. That, man, since the updates to gas, mirror matches are so much nastier than they used to be. Here's one GL that he's used on offense to take on a weird CLS team. CLS versus Mon Mothma. Bad Batch versus Qui-Gon. Interesting Qui-Gon lineup. Jedi Knight Revan versus a Padme with leftover junk. Here's two GLs against a Grievous solo. So once again, maybe I put Grievous on front row. Try and bait that out. But then I would also need something to bait out Wampa so he doesn't just Wampa the Grievous. That could be a problem. 3 GLs. This is a really weak defense. I can see why they scored so high. Not a great defense. Okay, so 3 GLs on offense, so we're expecting 3 GLs on defense. He also saved Executor for offense. That's kind of cool. What do we got here? What have we got here? We got 48 seconds left on that, so we can't really glean too much on the defense because his opponent did one attack and stopped. He won this one. His opponent didn't full clear. He full cleared, but for low banners. So let's see. We got 1 GL. He did Jedi Master Luke against Jedi Master Kenobi. See, this time he used... he didn't solo Slicker the Grievous. So, yeah. 2 GLs for Rey. Sure, that makes sense. He saved Qui-Gon for offense. That's interesting. He tried to Ami GL Zappy Boy. That did not work well for him. I would not ever try and do this if you see a Traya, because that isolate's going to fuck Wampa's day. Yeah, you definitely don't. That's a terrible decision right there. He tried a mirror match and fail. So that was 3 GLs. Traya versus Iden, Troopers versus Dash, CLS versus, or I guess to clean up. Yeah, to clean up. That all makes sense. So again, 3 on offense. We should see 3 on defense. So we have JMK on defense, and we haven't seen JMK on offense at all in these last two ones. Oh, hey, the battle is ready. Let's get to that real quick, alack. All right. So we got one lone flying rouge down there. Everybody else is up there. Let's go ahead and give ourselves. So actually, let's. Where's Killing Field? Killing Field. Let's try and do this then. Maybe give us some more offense. Let's get at it. And then we'll go back to scouting this potential enemy, and then how that might change what I do on defense. Yeah, we slaughtered them this time. Good job, guys. Good job. See, we lost once, and that's fine. Congratulations, Solid Chaos. The extra rewards there. All right, now we want to start heading our way down to that one. Yeah. Good win, guys. Good win. What do I want to throw up this time? I need to use warriors is what I need to use. So I'm going to just throw up like a warrior. I see some stuff vulnerable to warrior there, so that's fine. As always, throw what you want where you want. All right. So we've got ourselves a Jedi Master Kenobi, a Rey. That's an interesting choice. We've got a Grievous with some droids. We've got Gas and Darth Revan and Lord Vader. Ooh, and they tried the Finnick counter and failed. They're using an R9 Bosk. Interesting, interesting. So how many was that? 1, 2, and 3, right? 1, 2, 3 GLs, Darth Revan, and Gas. Yeesh. That's an annoying defense. That's a thick-ass defense. I don't want to face this guy because that's just annoying. Yeah, so against this guy, with those three, and let's just, if we look at his whole history and it's very consistently this, what I would be looking at is probably, hopefully, my Finnick does better than his Finnick did. I'm bringing Bam instead of Bosk. That could hopefully make a difference. It's a pretty good lineup with Thrawn and Maul in there, and then 2 tanks. But, yeah, so the hope here would be my Finnick would do better than his Finnick did to take out Lord Vader. And then for Rey and JMK, I would actually probably pull JMK off of defense, use him on offense. Mirrors are as close to guaranteed as you can get. It's literally, it's use 3 abilities and throw that shit on auto. Super easy. Any lineup. So I actually really do like the mirrors for that reason. And then, so JMK and then JML. And then probably throw all my other GLs on defense would be what I'm thinking on that. So I would probably place 4 GLs on defense, bring 2 GLs on offense plus Finnick. If I don't feel confident with Finnick, like if we try this tomorrow night and Finnick just fucking fails and I don't know what I'm doing and it's ridiculous, then maybe saving Slicker as well for offense and then just setting 3 of them on defense. But that would be Lord Vader, my non-ult Rey, and then GL Zappy Boy and Slicker on defense. Not really worried about that. I would still have to decide something to do with Darth Revan and General Skywalker. I could probably CLS that. Was there anything else here that says, hey, stupid, you need CLS for this? No, not that I'm seeing. Yeah, he just didn't get through Lord Vader. So that's, yeah. I'll probably try to CLS Gas. That makes that easy. And then figure out something for Darth Revan. I've been racking my brains on what to use for Darth Revan. My troopers are not good enough. Hell, this guy's troopers didn't seem to be good enough. It would be with Darth Talon as well. This might be one where I bring Gas on offense. Take him off defense. That can be one of the ones that one of the GLs replaces. Bring Gas for Darth Revan, CLS for his Gas. And then just like all the rest of the teams, my guys should be able to handle it. Stuff that we see basically all the time. So that's just, I mean, that's a basic breakdown of my thought process for a lot of this stuff. Is I'm just trying to look at it and then get a plan for Galactic Legends that I expect to see, and or take advantage of something that maybe I see from his vantage point. Look for any of those just under Galactic Legend teams: Gaz, Darth Revan, Star Killer, those really high-end non-GL teams that can be a pain. You also have to take into account any Omicron teams that could be on defense. And then just sort of mix and match based on what you think you might need. That's the plan. He's got Negotiator and Empire, so that plays well with my fleet strategy. Of course, who knows what he would place as the third. But yeah, so basically what this is leaving me with so we'll have JML for offense. We'll have GL Zappy Boy for offense. I'll have Jedi Knight Revan, the Sith Trio, Troopers, Empire, CLS, Bad Batch, Finnick for Lord Vader. We'll have Geos for any sort of cleanup or potential whatever. I'll have Night Sisters, Lord Vader. I'll have all the Separatists available. No, I won't. We've got this team. We just flopped those. It's showing up here as available just because that's the one that we clicked to edit. But we'll have Grievous available, but not GG Newt. Was there anybody else that... Yeah, and Mon Mothma. So we don't normally have him on Mothma, but we'll have him on Mothma. So, I mean, that leaves us with quite a bit. That leaves us with, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 teams and a Wampa. So 15 teams to take out 11 teams. Should be good. Hopefully. That's the plan. And I don't know that I've got anywhere that I can make really adjustments. Maul's here because we've seen him struggle against a Maul team in one round. Maybe he'll do it again. Shandy says I don't have to go into work early tomorrow because our delivery truck is going to be late. Well, there you go. At least you know. At least you know. This is probably the weakest team that I've got on defense right now. I gotta sneeze. I sneezed. That was quite a sneeze. This is probably the weakest team that I've got on defense, but I like it because it's going to call for some sort of a specific counter. Because you have to take into account that this guy's got 325. He's slower than he used to be, but he's got 325 speed. So you can't just throw crap at it. You'll use something good. Now, it gets one shot quite routinely, but I like putting it in the front wall because it forces them to make decisions early. In this case, the taunting here is, do you want to use troopers now or later? Dag is going into lurk mode. I hope you enjoy lurk mode, and I hope you continue throwing some characters out there on Stream Raiders. Here, best case scenario, this will draw Jedi Master Kenobi. Worst case scenario, it'll be Jedi Knight Revan and Jedi Knight Luke, which is a popular counter for it. But I am hoping for the other, for Jedi Master Kenobi. This is to either tempt a Wampa counter and maybe trip it up, or just really it's a placeholder. Newt Lead's generally better, but Newt Lead is vulnerable to the Ami Wampa. So that's kind of why that's there. Up here, we made no changes from what I would just typically place. We've got a Rey team there. We've got Gas, Darth Revan. All these things just force them to take that into account. And then a dash here. Nothing here is Wampa-able. Troopers are questionable. Troopers can take this out if you're fast enough. And again, my Darth Revan is pretty fast. 350. But, you know, some past people have been faster. They put their fastest sets on their troopers. It's like, all right, well, that's fine. And in the back, I've got that Qui-Gon Jinn, I've got that JMK, and I've got DBB. None of those can be Wamped, I don't think. And, I mean, this can probably easily be troopered. So that's probably going to be his fate if he saves troopers in case I have Lord Vader in the back. He'll probably just trooper this, and that should be a super easy clear for troopers. Or maybe he'll use troopers up front, and he'll have to figure something else out. I'm not placing anything else on defense that would potentially draw out Jedi Master Kenobi. So this is probably the best bet there. Normally, I would use Lord Vader for that. Lord Vader does a really good job of drawing out Jedi Master Kenobi. At least that's what a lot of my opponents have used. But this guy would just use troopers and Shaak Ti. So we're not going to do that. And then if anybody wants to know what I'm doing with my fleets, I'm kind of keeping with the same thing that I've been doing. I've been placing Malevolence and Empire on defense. I'm adding Raddus to it. The hope here is that my Executor can mirror match or take out whatever his strongest fleet is. Negotiator can take out whatever his second strongest fleet is, and then hopefully between my First Order or my Rebel fleet can handle the third. That's the plan. That's the hope. Obviously, RNG can always come up and bite you in the ass with any of that, but that is fine. I really like the fact that I can sit here and just edit my defenses all the way up to go time tomorrow. So if I decide to make any changes, I can. I also like that you can just click here to go to the opponent's collection now. That's a great quality of life update. I guess one thing we could do is take a look at another week of my account's history. We'll just go back in time a week. We looked at last week. We looked at this week. Actually, didn't we only look at this first match? I don't even think I looked at the other two matches. So we beat both of these guys. Daisy started going up against Newt with Amizam, which I thought was interesting. Definitely an overdraw, in my opinion. So even though it was 65 banners, like, good job, Newt. This is what I'm saying. Like, I've looked through all of my histories, and my Newt team has drawn some weird counters from time to time. I definitely think that's probably overkill. Here's a JMK against Lord Vader. Love these guys. Obviously, it's going to be really good banners. is a hard counter. It was a long battle, 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Maybe a timeout risk? I don't know. But yeah, I'll take that. That's fine. And then another person who used Bad Batch on the front wall. These guys drew Bad Batch. That's a win in my book because keep in mind the way that I was doing it before, layering my defense, keeping those Ami, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Ami Zam in the back. So this is an absolute win because that is an Ami Qui-Gon Jinn counter. So that's exactly what I want out of these guys. Again, good banners, but keep in mind they did not full clear. And then this was the guy who burned Supreme Leader Kylo Ren in order to solo Grievous. And this guy I had definitely placed a trap for. I did this intentionally. Now, I didn't think that I would actually pull Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. That was the biggest win on the board, in my opinion. But, he started off probably feeling pretty good on that front wall. 65, 65, 65, and 68. But I'm telling you, bro, you overdrew all of that. And then he got to the back and he saw my Jedi Master Kenobi. And that did not go well for him. Those were his final 2 battles, and he gave up after that. I also had GL Zappy Boy on this particular defense in the back. And he burned Slicker. That Supreme Leader Kylo Ren would have looked really good against that GL Zappy Boy in the back. But you burned him against Grievous, against a team that there's a bunch of counters for. So the trap worked. He went home an Angie boy. Could not have been happy with that result. And look at this expensive Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, man. It burned JML, Jedi Knight Revan, Gas, Jedi Knight Luke, and Grandmaster Yoda. And failed. And then failed again with GL Zappy Boy. And at that point, they were done. They didn't even want to take any of my B teams. They were just like, I'm done. So 10-10 trappage there. And this guy also did not full clear. He set a tough defense. I remember. Here's my attempt. Bad Batch versus Qui-Gon. I still just cannot get this counter down. I just can't. I always seem to get bit by Jedi Knight Anakin. He put JMK. I'm telling you, I like the mirror matches. I know maybe not the greatest banners in the world, but I like the mirror match because it's 3 abilities and auto, and then you're done with it. It's basically guarantee. I just like it. This was my offense, yeah. Then I did this against his weaker. This is not a great lineup for Lord Vader, so I was able to get away with just using Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and Watt. Going forward, this will hopefully be Finnick, which saves a Galactic Legend completely. That's one of the big things that I was working on this past week, was getting that Finnick counter working. So, again, Qui-Gon Jinn and 1, 2, 3 GLs. I did use my Jedi Master Luke against Rey. I like to do this against stronger Rey teams. It usually does all right. I've been experimenting with Plo Koon in there instead of Barriss because I was wanting to use Barriss with my Rey. We'll see how that goes. So far, Plo's been doing decently well enough in that team. So, oh yeah, and there you go. There was, I think this was actually in his back wall. He was hiding a GL Zappy Boy, so that's 4 GLs and an Omicron. The front wall, and then this was on his back wall. So I just, I gave you my GL Zappy Boy. And that worked out for 68 banners. So that was his trap that he set in the back. My Wampa failed against this Newt team, not because of any debuffs, We didn't receive any debuffs or anything like that. We just... Newt was increasing cooldowns. We couldn't keep our bonus protection up. I'm pretty sure it's because of the relic count. At R4, it was just this team put out too much damage. And so it did sort of beat me down there. So that was one of my... I had to come back in and clean it up. So I just used Treya. And then this was also a fail. I can't remember specifically why this failed. Normally, BAM versus CLS is a good matchup. But in this case, it's probably because I had these two in here instead of Nest. And then I also liked Dengar. Against CLS, the BAM team, you really want Nest in there for Dazes, and then Dengar as well for tenacity down and stuff. But this one did not hold up. If you run BAM, don't run this specific team against that, because the counterattacks from the CLS team will just swarm your guys. There's no days on this team. All that's coming back at you. It was a bad day. It was a bad plan. Jedi versus Grievous, that's a pretty standard one for me. I did come back and do it with the Empire. Clear that up. Troopers versus Dash. Mirror match. Mirror match. Mirror match. This was a risky one because my Han Solo was slower than his Han Solo. So I kind of got lucky there, pulled out that win. And then I just mauled the last team that he had on there, which was this. I actually outsped that, I believe, and I'm not sure they took a single turn, if I'm remembering correctly. That was a long time ago. But that's not what's interesting. What's interesting is the defense. So let's see what my defense did. Of course, this pulled Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. That's another one that I'm pretty okay with when that's what happens. You can see here, it wasn't the greatest of banners. He lost Hux completely, and then he probably was missing protection on a few of them. It'll get the job done, and I don't set the strong Lord Vader team. So Jedi Master Kenobi is obviously the most ideal that I'm hoping for. But I'll take this because it is a GL, and Supreme Leader Kylo Ren can solo a bunch of stuff if I don't bait him out with something else. So I'm okay with that. Here's another one. Another time that I baited Bad Batch with my front wall. So love seeing that. This is my Newt baiting out another Jedi Knight Revan. I'll take that all day. Troopers against this. This is pretty common to see. And again, like 65, 65, 65. These aren't trying to bleed banners. They're just trying to pull counters. So you'll see here, and this will come back to bite him in the ass, what he decided to use here. Then he got to the back wall. Iden versus Mon Mothma. Yeah, that's pretty much going to happen. And then he went up to my front wall. It's interesting that he killed one on the back wall first. Yeah, Zam, Bounty Hunters versus Darth Revan. That makes sense. That's a very common counter. It's a very good, probably the least expensive. Well, no, I mean, like if you get your troopers working on it, that's a pretty cheap one too. But this is a really good counter for that. He definitely won that exchange. That's pretty common. Treya versus Dash. Mirror match. Mirror match is super dicey, low banners. I'm fine with that. And then, not really sure what happened here. He tried Mon Mothma against Jedi Training Rey. It didn't work. It's not that often that my Jedi Training Rey team got holds, so always fun to see that. Then he mauled it. Then he mirrored for 66. And then he failed the first attempt on Empire, failed the second attempt on Empire, and then finally got on the third attempt for 43 banners. And this, now, with the third fleet, this won't fly. You can't do this. Keep in mind, this is the guy who put Executor and Negotiator, a strong fleet defense, on defense, and I one-shot both of them for 70-plus banners. He came in here with a 66, and then 3 attempts on Empire. That would have left him with nothing from my 3rd fleet, my Raditz fleet. Now that we have 3 fleets. So that's kind of why I'm sticking to my the same fleet strategy. He managed to beat Qui-Gon Jinn with Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. So again, it's an overdraw, but he was down to the last 2 teams, so he can do it. So even though he burned Bad Batch early, he still had an answer for Qui-Gon, and that's fine. That's fine. But he had no answer for my Omnizam. I guess he tried with Geos, that failed, and then he was out of offense. So he did not get the full clear. Whereas, maybe if he had made different choices up above, things would have been different. But I think really what it was when he set CLS on defense. And when he set it was a tough defense. 4 GLs on defense plus CLS. Plus Empire. He also had an Empire team on there, which is a really good offensive team as well. And the other teams aren't pushovers either. He had a BAM team, a Dash team, a Newt team, and a Grievous team. Those are not pushovers either. So he set too strong into the defense, could not clear. I did full clear. He did not, so we won. So that was good. It's just really interesting to see the stuff that the front wall pulls. And you can see none of my front walls are stopping anyone. It's just about drawing out counters. This time it drew out just enough, and it's all that I needed. That was certainly all that I needed. I don't know if it's really, really worth it to go back further in my history, just because my teams were sort of different back then. But I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's go. We won't go quite in depth anymore, but yeah. So Lord Vader pulling Jedi Master Kenobi, Bad Batch getting pulled in against Newt. This, of course, yay, good for you. People who watch my streams remember. I had a bad run of luck, Night Sisters versus Grievous. So this one actually kind of irked me to see that. It's like, man, my Night Sisters are better than yours, but whatever. Troopers are a popular pull here, which is why I'm kind of curious to see if we can pull Troopers tomorrow. Gas versus Darth Revan for 56 banners. GL Zappy Boy versus Gas, very common. Slicker Solo versus Qui-Gon Jinn, that's fine, 68 banners. Did we win this one or lose this one? This was one that, okay, we won this based on efficiency. We full cleared for 1717, he full cleared for 1691. So far, he hasn't really messed up, though. We'll see where the efficiency comes into play. He used a GL versus Omni Bounty Hunters, CLS versus Mon Mothma, Empire versus Jedi Training Ray. Oh, yeah! I used to place Chios. I've placed Chios a few times. 58 banners, not great. Okay, he failed on fleets. That's what happened. So again, fleets. Looks like this was a guy who set Executor and Negotiator on defense, which left him Malevolence and Empire for offense, which is the same thing that I was setting. People who like to set Negotiator and Executor on defense have been the players who have done the worst against my fleets, which is kind of why I set them. 65 banners in the mirror, and then 54 banners on the cleanup. Literally, ships won this battle. Because we'll scroll down here, skip all that. We even had a fail. That's right. I really struggled to figure out this damn counter. We even had a fail, but this is one where we had 68 on the Executor mirror, 71 on Negotiator. Literally, the difference in fleets is what won this match. So it'll be interesting to see if I can keep doing that with now that we have 3 fleets. But, you know, people have kind of wondered why I've swapped to using Executor Mirrors, and when it works beautifully. And when they fail, it's a miserable day, because that right there, compared to the 70 that I got, like, that's a 15 banner from just that. And then 65, you know, my other one was 68, so 3 banners there, whatever, like 15 there. That's like almost 20 banners difference just in fleets. And you can see that 20 banners is what he, well, 20 banners would have gotten him, well, 20 banners still would have been a loss because it'd be a 17-11. But you can see where I'm going with that. Like, fleets definitely matter. Then we lost to this guy and beat this guy. Let's just see what he put on the front wall. So this guy actually beat us, full cleared us for 1710. We full cleared him for less. So this probably just came down to, let's see where we failed. Oh, yeah, this was the one where my GL Zappy Boy wasn't going to take him out. And I think Treya and the trio is a bit tougher for him to solo. This was fun. We killed everybody else, left a solo C, and then Wampa cleaned it up. Oh, yeah, and then this. That was just bad. And we could have won if I had known at the time that CLS can actually beat that. If I had known that and just done that, it would have been a very different story. Unfortunately, I did fail this one. I didn't bring Watt. That was the problem. I haven't done a Supreme Leader Color Run against a Bastila-led JML in so long. I forgot you really do need Watt, because you need Watt to clear the ability block. So that's why that one failed. But yeah, so a few fails into it. Even with the 73 Mirror and 75 Negotiator on Empire, what I generated in that could not overcome the 2 drops that I had, unfortunately. So it wasn't quite enough. We'll just scroll down, skip to the end, and take a look at ships. He also didn't do too badly. He did 72, so one of them was kind of a wash. The other one was 61. So you can even see here, he one-shot both my fleets, but one of them, like, I still, fleets alone, came out with a better go at it. Looks like we got 33 units on the field. Let's go ahead and take a look. I don't want to show names. We are kind of spread out all over the place. The enemy is also kind of spread out all over the place. We'll throw haste on as many as we can. And let's go. Woo. Good job, team. Let us spread out those rewards over there. Solid Chaos, McWoody, Bimodal. Congratulations. I hope you all enjoy your rewards. Looks like we got some more stuff here. Got some Zerker scrolls. Nice. All right, I think that's going to be the last of that. But yeah, you can see, like, we're still generating good stuff here. Unfortunately, he did not drop any battles. He didn't drop any battles. I dropped 2 battles. Even with dropping 2 battles, he only won by 14 banners. So, like, my defense did a good job limiting his banners, even with the one-shot full clear. JMK, that's a good pull. Jedi Knight Revan against this, yeah, that's a good pull. We pulled an Omni-Zam again, so good pull there. And then a Darth Revan, which was surprising. So again, I feel like each of these overpowered my front wall, which I'm okay with. Unfortunately, we didn't get to pull out CLS, so he was able to hard counter Zam. It's unfortunate. He troopered my Mothma. That's fine. I mean, I did this all the time as well. He had Bad Batch available. We did not pull Bad Batch. This guy did not fall for using Bad Batch on that front wall. He got the mirror match, low banners, but, you know, that's what you can expect. That's why I put gas on defense, even when you one-shot it. I don't think we've seen a single battle against gas that was great banners. This is kind of interesting. He just set up the JKA bomb, sacrificed a few banners that way, but got through it. Empire versus Chios, yeah, that makes sense. They probably went first and took all the turns. Kind of sad that he was able to do that with crap supporting Cass, but whatever. This is actually a bit of an overdraw because Supreme Leader Kylo Ren could have just soloed it. So he kind of sacrificed some banners there as well. But yeah, this was just, he had more available for offense than I possibly could have placed on defense. And then his defense was also tough enough. And I made, you know, I probably made a mistake here. Maybe bringing in Watt would have been good. Did we use Watt anywhere else? We could have used Watt here as well. Or if I'd known about CLS, we could have just done that. Yeah, and then we didn't even use Watt anywhere. Watt would have saved either of these, I feel like. I feel like Watt could have saved that. Watt could have saved this. Oh, well. So that's kind of all of that. Let's take a look and see what else is going on. Unless y'all have any questions. Chat's been pretty quiet. Chat has been pretty quiet. I see Swampgrass is doing some Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes stuff and some things. So maybe we go and say hi to him. So I appreciate everybody for coming and hanging out with me. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. And meet back here tomorrow, and we'll actually go and do the offense. And we'll see if my defensive plan that we set here today together, we will see if that does us any good. All right, guys.